Good evening. Welcome in Daily UPSC Julia audio program. Murder of trees. The Times of India. Stay invested. The Hindu. The burning hills of Uttarakhand. Now the full editorial. Murder of trees. The Times of India. Compensatory plantations cannot replace a forest. The Times of India. Supreme Court on Thursday directed Forest Survey of India to investigate how many trees have been felled in the Aravallis outcrop southern Delhi Ridge sector since February 16 to build an 11-kilometer road. Supreme Court was dis, uh, dismayed that tree felling has started before Forest Ministry gave a prelim permission on March 1. Court took to task DDA's vice chairperson, saying it was criminal contempt of court to allow the felling felling to continue. Through Supreme Court has rejected DDA permission for the same. No stopping them. Daylight murder is what the felling of trees in Delhi's Riz area is. The abandoned with which the triad of authorities in National Capital Region spanning Rajasthan, Delhi, and Haryana routinely sidestep Supreme Court order and work in cahoots with land mafia and illegal mining outfits to level the Aravalli and Delhi Ridge is well established in this area. DDA, the urban development planner for the Dust Bowl Heat Iceland, capital of a 3.7 trillion economy, is in the dock for willful environment degradation. Nothing is stopping the loot. No saving forest. Compensatory afforestation. 100 trees to be planted for every free field that Supreme Court has directed DDA to do is a useless measure. Compensatory afforestation simply put a price on trees, making them a commodity. It puts forest into a business model, but reality is that chopping down forest stretches destroys entire ecosystems of microflora and fauna, multiple species and habitats of free dwelling creatures. Afforestation is inevitably a monoculture, and no matter how many saplings are replanted, they can never replace a forest. Compensatory afforestation is a dead end. Stay invested. The Hindu. India should not tailor its ties with Iran to US foreign policy changes by signing a 10-year agreement with Iran to develop and operate the Chawar port. India has taken its infrastructure and trade partnership with the Islamic Republic to the next level despite tensions in West Asia. India will invest $120 million and offer a credit facility of $250 million to further develop the terminal. It operates in Chawar's Sahid Behesti Port and related projects. However, after the deal was signed, the U.S. State Department said entities considering business deals with Iran need to be aware that they are opening themselves up to and the potential risk of sanctions. In the past, American sanctions on Iran had delayed the project. Conceived in 2003, the project did not take off for years after the U.S. and the UN imposed sanctions on Tehran over its nuclear program. India signed a memorandum of understanding in 2015 after Washington eased sanctions on Iran following that year's nuclear agreement, and in 2016 the contract was executed during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Iran visit. The US unilateral withdrawal from the nuclear deal in 2018 and reimposed of sanctions and on Iran raised questions on India's continued cooperation with Tehran, but India managed to win a carve-out from US sanctions that allowed it to operate the port through ad hoc measures. The Chabar port is critical for India's connectivity plans. First, it offers an alternative routes to Afghanistan and Central Asia by bypassing Pakistan, allowing better trade with Central Asia, and Chabar is expected to be connected to the International North-South Transport Corridor (NSTC), bringing India closer to Europe through Iran, Azerbaijan, and Russia. An alternative to the Suez route, a fully operational NSTC would reduce the time and money spent on intercontinental trade. The port, roughly 2,000 kilometers from Pakistan's Gwadar, where China is developing a port as part of its BRI, would also help India expand its geopolitical influence in Central Asia. But the US seems to have taken a narrow view of the project over its hostility with Iran. America's interest in the region have also changed. In 2018, when US forces were backing the Republic government in Afghanistan, it gave a sanctions favor to India, as Kabul also stood to benefit from the port project. Today, US troops are out of Afghanistan. The Taliban has replaced the Islamic Republic, and the US focus is on containing Iran. India in the past had taken U-turn in its Iran engagement, and depending on the policy changes in Washington DC. It should not do that anymore. It should stay invested in Chabar and seek to improve its trade and connectivity projects with Central Asia, which is essential for India's continued rise. The burning hills of Uttarakhand. Dhananjay Mohan, in charge head of forest force in Uttarakhand, one of five a forest fire in Nainital district in Uttarakhand on May 6, 2024. Since November 2023, when forest fires began to rage, there have been 1038 incidents in the state. Sasi Tharoor Kashyap, five people were killed in May in forest fires that have been raging in Uttarakhand since last November. The forest department attributes the fires to out migration, high tension wires, and the abundance of pine trees, while the state government has said in the Supreme Court that the fires are completely mandate. Ishita Mishra travels across the state and finds that villagers, mostly women, are helping extinguish the flames. On May 2, Gyanu Chalaune and his wife Vasanti trudged up the hills in Sanrakot village in the scenic district of Almora in Uttarakhand to collect resin from the cher pine trees in the forest. The couple had moved from Nepal to Uttarakhand just last year for a better life and education for their three children. The temperature that morning was above 30 degrees centigrade. They worked to extract the resin called Lisa in the hills for Ramesh Bakuni, a contractor. They earned 50,000 to 60,000 if they work for 10 hours a day for 6 months. As they were getting ready to leave, the couple heard a scream. They saw a man running on the hilltop, desperately trying to shake off flames that has engulfed him. They realized with horror that he was Deepak Pujara, a friend. The Chalaunes scrambled to the hilltop and found Pujara's wife Tara lying on the ground, half burnt. Quickly, they broke a green branch off a nearly tree and began hitting Pujara. Even as his clothes caught fire, before anyone could help them, the four victims were severely burnt. All of them succumbed to injuries in hospital. Bakuni did not have the courage to break the news to Chalaune's children for days. For days, they have been playing in my garden for months. I didn't have the heart to tell them what has happened. Say Bakuni, who is worried that people will no longer work for him. The children are now under the care of their uncles in Nepal's Bhajang district from where they came. Five people have been killed and four injured in forest fires in Uttarakhand this year. According to a 2019 report of the Forest Survey of India, Uttarakhand had a recorded forest area of 38,000 square kilometer, which is 71.05% of its geographical area. Since November 2023, when forest fire begins to rage, there have been 1,038 incidents that have gutted 1,385.5 hectare of forest land hill May 10, while authorities have dismissed these as annual affairs in the hills. The cost of these fires have been borne by the people who live and depend on the mountains flame of the forest. A booklet on the Uttarakhand Forest Department website says increasing migration of people from here to other states, which has left the hills barren, high tension wires, and the abundance of cheer pine trees, which are highly inflammable in nature, are the main reason for forest fires. While the youth don't know how to tackle forest fires because the current academic curriculum does not educate them about the environment, older generations who predominantly populate the hills are unable to climb the hilltops to control the fires. The booklet says people in the hills are now getting cooking gas under the ambitious Ujala scheme of the central government, and hence villagers have stopped going to forest in the hills to collect wood for cooking, which is also a reason for increasing forest fires. It adds. Dhananjay Mohan, who is in charge of the head of the force in Uttarakhand, says surfaces have become drier because of an excessive dry spell and less snowfall than usual this year. This had caused fire to spread faster in the forest, which are full of pine trees. According to the Forest Department website, Uttarakhand had 3 lakh 94,383.84 hay of chair pine forest. Chair pine trees constitute 15% of the 13 varieties of trees in the state. In this environment already conducive to fires, forest fire spread quickly when villagers burn stubble in the field. Villages and forests are interspread in the state. Forest fires also occur when people have burned cigarettes in the forest and set forest on fire to clear the land in the belief that it will boost the growth of fodder, he says. Dousing fires for a mango drink biscuits. It is May 6 in Almora's uh, Sitlakhet, located 1,900 meter above sea level in the Kumaon Himalayas. The hills, laden with tall trees which were once green, are not visible from the balconies of homes in the villages. They have disappeared under a thick cover of smoke. The trees are now black, and the ashes of burnt pine leaves cover the forest floor. The mountains, which always promise clean and cool air, radiate heat. Instead of the aroma of flowers, the smell of burnt wood lingers in the air. Around 20 women from Sil- Sitlakhet and the nearby Bhakar village come down from the hilltop after dousing a forest fire. Using green brushes, their only weapon against the towering flames, they work hard for 10 hours. Their clothes are soaked in sweat, and as they look exhausted, the women belong to a 300 member group in Silakhet called Jungle Ke Dost, Friends of Forest. Their mentor is Gajendra Pathak, 56, a pharmacist in the local healthcare center, who brought these women and some men together in a community initiative last year to tackle forest fires. On his call, the member of the group, mostly women, set out to put out fires. In return for their effort, the women are offered nothing but a 125 uh, milliliter tetra pack of fruity, a popular sweet mango flavored drink, and some biscuits. Patak has ordered these, and the forest rangers Manoj Lohani has paid for them. The women tie the packets for the corner of their saris to take home for their children. One of them, Indumati, a housewife, is desperate to go home. Sir, please take me, she says to Patak, who is with me. My 6 month old child must be hungry. I beast fed him at 10 a.m. before coming here. It's 6:30 p.m. now, she says as she wipes her worn out slippers. Pathak stops a jeep passing by and asks the woman to sit inside. Lohani gives a few of the women a gardening rake before they climb into the vehicle. They use this to clear the forest line so that fires can be stopped early. These women are the reason you see some greenery around. Otherwise, the forest fires would have ruined everything. It is said that we are not in a position to do anything for them. They risk their lives to save our mountains, says Pathak, who feels that the government must provide life insurance for the people of a state who help migrate forest fires. On being asked why there are more women than men in the group, देवुली देवी 65 says ये आदमी ही तो जंगल में आग लगाते हैं, वो क्या इसे बुझाएंगे? It is the men who set the forest on fire. How will they douse the fire? Similarly, in Patwa and Dagar village of Nainital district, Sunil Rawat says he has helped extinguish more than 20 forest fires since April 19. Sitlaket is not the only place where this happens. Villagers across the state come in large numbers to support the forest department, which has now woken up from the deep slumber to control these incidents. He says the district forest officer of Nainital, Chandrasekhar Joshi, says the forest department has sent a proposal to the state government asking for remuneration of the villagers who help migrate fires. Nainital district, with the largest forest area, 70.67% in the state, has around 300 forest fires watchers on its rolls. Half of them are women. Of the recorded forest area of 38,000 square kilometers in Uttarakhand, the forest department manages 26.5 lakh hectare of reserve forest where human intervention is banned, while one panchayats or community-led forest managers manage 7.32 lakh hectare as per a forest department bulletin. There is greater damage to reserve forest than to the area managed by a one panchayats. After the recent fires, the state government announced insurance cover of 3 lakh for 4,000 contract employees of the forest departments. Playing politics. On May 8, the Uttarakhand government said in the Supreme Court that all the instances of forest fires are mandate. It informed the court that 388 criminal cases have been registered against across the state against those found setting the forest on fire. In most cases, people who were arrested had attempted to burn stubble, but had failed to control the fire which spread due to strong winds. The government said the 380-page interim status report submitted by the government in court said that a section of the media had reported that 40% of the Uttarakhand was burning, which was misleading, and that only 0.1% of forest cover was affected by fires. The state informed the court that the state disaster response force and the national disaster response force had been deployed to tackle the forest fires. The Indian Air Force was using buckets, collapsible containers that hang from the helicopter and release large amount of water in targeted areas to douse the flames. It said the government added in the report that the Uttarakhand Forest Fire Mitigation Project 2023-28 was pending with the central government. The report also said that the forest fires were not new in the state and that there was no longer an emergency situation. The government informed the court that it is trying up with IIT Roorkee to explore the option of cloud seeding to increase pre- precipitation and trigger rainfall. Dismissing this solution, the court said cloud seeding or depending on the rain god is not the answer to forest fires. The next day after rains, the government claimed credit for having controlled the forest fires completely, but fires have been dragged on. On May 17 alone, 11 forest fires were reported. On the same day, the court adjourned the case to September 2024 after expressing satisfaction with the state's response on the measure it was taking the tackle the problem. The state said that it has used the entire compensatory afforestation fund for firefighting and fire prevention and was filling up vacant posts at the field level in the forest department, among other things. The Congress was quick to use this issue in its Lok Sabha election campaign to target the state governments led by Bharatiya Janata Party (BJP). While fires continued to burn the forest in April, Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami was busy traveling to other states to campaign for BJP candidates. Even the Forest Minister Subodh Unial was campaigning in Assam, said Garima Dasoni, the spokesperson of Congress. After completing his campaign, Dhami met with officials and ordered the police to charge those found setting the forest on fire with the Gangster Act and the Uttarakhand Police and Private Property Damage Recovery Act 2024, where solution lie. Pathak believes that great injustice is being done to the cheer pine tree, which many people in Uttarakhand hold as the main culprit of the fires. This trees, which hardly needs maintenance, is a major source of timber and fuel wood. Its trunk is used to make furniture. Its leaves are used for decoration. Its bark is a source of charcoal, resin, and coal tar, which are not just used by villagers but also sold to earn money. He says, "Is there any other tree which gives us so much?" The state has developed a concept to generate electricity from pine needles, which fall from the trees from mid-March until the onset of rains in July every year. But the low price offered for the collection of these needles is not helping. This year, Dhami announced the state of the scheme Pirul Pirul Lao Paise Pao, bring pine leaves and get money, under which the state purchase pine leaves at the rate of rupees 50 per kg, much higher than the rupees 30 per kg, which has been the rate so far. Pathak suggests that the government focus more on community participation to mitigate forest fires. He also believes that the assisted natural regeneration (ANR) technique should be adopted across the state. This simple and low cost forest restoration method involves facilitating the natural regeneration of degraded or deforested lands by providing favorable conditions for the growth of indigenous tree species. It involves a range of techniques such as the removal of invasive species, the the creation of microcities for establishing seedlings, and the protection of natural regeneration from grazing and other disturbances. ANR will not open cost half of what the government spends on planting trees. And finally, what we see of the government's initiative is not even 10% of the total sapling planting. He says establishing a fire line across the mountains is crucial to mitigate fires. He adds, the forest fires in Uttarakhand have also ignited communal flames after the video emerged of young men celebrating even as fires raged behind them. Some people accuse Muslims of setting the forest on fire to take revenge on the state governments, which introduced the Uniform Civil Code and embarked on an anti-encroachment drive in Haldwani in February, which sparked riot. The police arrested the man who hailed from Bihar and claimed to have recorded the video to gain some likes on Instagram, which the fires are being doused. Hemant Dhyani from Ganga Avahan, the NGO which works to save the river Ganga, worries about the snowfall effect of recurring forest fires. Forests get burned in fires. This reduces the strength of the mountains and the soil. When it rains, the loose soil fails to retain water and impacts groundwater rejuvenation, causing flash floods as the loose boulders crash. The water also kisses down, landslides occur, he explained. Ravi Chopra, an environmentalist from Uttarakhand, says the forest department in the state has very few or no capabilities to control forest fires. Nothing can be done to mitigate forest fires unless they empower the local people and take them into confidence, he says. मतदाताओं की थैंक यू।